I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today I have a very special treat. Someone that I've known from a young girl to now a full-grown woman, Tanisha Daniels Colbert. Welcome.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I remember as a young girl, you would be so busy at Shaw and you volunteered for so many things, not just at school, active in church, just had your hands in a lot of things.
Yes.
And since then, you have been a mother, a wife, an author.
Yes, an author.
Entrepreneur.
Yes.
All those things.
Yes.
But early on, we were not really sure where the journey was going to take us.
At all.
Well, today I wanted you to share with our audience because a lot of people have dreams. They just don't want to leap.
Yes.
And of course, you have just kicked in so many doors. Going from corporate employment to being an entrepreneur and an author. Share with others, how do you do that?
You know, it's really a process. Like you said, I've done so many different things and I've worked in so many different arenas. And I think one of the most complicated parts of that is that sometimes you have everyone around you telling you what you're good at and what you should do.
Okay.
You know, oh, you're so great at that, so you should do it. You're so good at this, so you could do it. Well, the problem that I had, that a lot of people had, is that when I put my mind to something, I'm going to do well at it because I want to operate in a spirit of excellence.
Okay, operate in what?
A spirit of excellence.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And sometimes when you want to operate, and I'm going to steal your term, in the spirit of excellence, people misread what your intentions are. It's just that if I'm going to bake a cake, I want it to be the best cake.
That's right.
Right. So whatever the task is, we want to operate in what? The spirit of excellence. I love that.
As my grandmama would say, every good idea isn't a God idea.
Okay.
So, you know, that was something that I really had to learn for myself. And it was a process of really figuring that out because I wanted to know, well, why isn't it that I'm happy or feeling fulfilled in this place if I'm doing well and excelling in it? And through that process, I got married. Okay. I had multiple relationships. I started having children. And it really wasn't until after my divorce that I had to find myself. I didn't have any other choice but to figure out who Tanisha was for me.
Because you had been the wife and the mom, the great daughter and granddaughter, because your grandmother, Martha, adored you, as well as your other grandmother who was so brave that retired from the Department of Family and Children's Services.
Yes, for sure. But I had to really figure that out for myself because I found myself battling depression.
And it's real.
And it is very real. And people thought that it was not possible that I could be in this situation where I was battling depression and major anxiety.
Really?
And so as I was seeing...
Because you were always this happy, positive, hardworking young woman and this big, beautiful smile. And so people couldn't transfer that to you actually being depressed.
Right. People saw the mask.
Right.
Because I knew how to pull it together. Because, you know, we're trained sometimes at an early age.
Oh, yes.
You better put a smile on your face.
Exactly.
When people say, how are you doing?
Yes.
Very well, thank you, or fine, I'm good, but they really don't want to know.
Right.
You know, you're trained to wear the mask, and I did that very well. And so I found myself battling depression. I really had to, through that time, do a lot of soul searching, and I'm thankful for the medical help, my psychiatrist, who pointed me back to finding like my grounding and really getting back in church, getting back in Bible study. And it was through all of that process of journaling that I became incredibly self-aware so that I could really seek, you know, my higher purpose in life. And that's the direction that I could move into.
I like one thing you just said. You said you're a psychologist.
Yes.
In many of the communities, it has been taught that all you need to do is to just pray your way through and push your way through.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay to get counseling.
It is.
So it's not a either or, it can be and.
That's right. You need to pray and push and get some medical help.
Exactly.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that really worked for me. And so I'm thankful that I had that type of direction. It led me to this place where, as I was under medical care, I could do the other things, and I finally could be open to even receiving and hearing those things. Because you see, when you're battling depression, well, let me back up. When you're living a life for everybody else, that's all you hear.
Yes.
Well, then when you battle depression and any type of mental illness, you hear even more noise and you're clouded. And I had to get to a point where I could replace every single lie that the enemy was telling me, that people were telling me about who I was, and replace it with the truth that I knew to be true. And when I did that, I started to speak life into myself. Instead of telling myself that I was a failure because of a divorce, or I wasn't going to make it because I was a single mom, I had to tell myself, no, wherever I go and whatever I do, I will be blessed and I will do good things.
Right.
And then in that process, I started to look back because all along the whispers were there of what I was supposed to do.
Yes.
I just didn't recognize it for myself.
Because it wasn't on the path that people expected you to be on.
Yes.
Yes.
They had their own path for me to take.
Exactly.
And I had to figure that out for myself. And when I did, you know, there was all sorts of insecurities and fear that started to creep in. And the only thing I could think about was my past and what I was coming from. And someone told me, you know, he's not worried about what you used to be. You're the only person that's looking back. You're being distracted by that. The only thing you need to be concerned about is where you're going.
Because you can't put the car in drive and reverse at the same time.
You certainly cannot. You certainly cannot. And that was a process. It's just like you said, driving a car. If you put your hands on the steering wheel and you start looking off with your eyes, that car is going to go wherever you're looking to.
Exactly.
But if you stay focused on what's ahead of you, then you can go and make progress. And I had to learn to do that.
Well, I know that everyone had this path charted for you. I was at your beautiful wedding and all of that, and you were fabulous. And so you were going to be this corporate person working and a perfect little wife and mom and all of that. But that was what people thought.
That's right.
That was not what your journey was supposed to be.
That's right.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you: Stark Avenue, Columbus; Bradley Park Drive, Columbus; Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange; West Washington Street, Eufaula; and Spring Street in Warm Springs. Vanessa Jackson's District 3 Successful Scholars Program, supporting students in achieving academic excellence, outstanding citizenship, positive social and cultural growth, believing in success for kids. Dr. Sheikha Shaw Family Medicine, connecting your health to your future. Dr. Shaw prides herself in providing compassionate health care and establishing long-lasting relationships. Conveniently located at 2827 Warm Springs Road, Suite 3B. Call her today at 706-324-4177. B&O Services, consumer-focused personal care homes, providing innovative and integrated services for persons with developmental disabilities, creating quality experiences with a loving hands approach. For more information, call 706-330-1826 or visit bnoservices.com. welcome back to Straightforward. I am so delighted to have my awesome friend. I've known her from a young woman, little girl. I mean, this fabulous professional. I'm so excited. Tanisha Daniels Colbert. And I really wish your grandmother, Martha, you know how I loved her so. I wish she could just be here physically, but I know that she's watching from on high because you have blossomed into this wonderful woman with a powerful testimony that I believe, as I was saying during the break, that you could really pour into other women, not necessarily maybe in your own social circle, but in other places throughout the community, the state, the country, to say, you know, whatever the past was, that's the past, and you have a right to go forward and live your best life.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
It's honestly an honor that I'm able to even share and help anyone that's on their journey as well.
Right. So the book.
Yes.
We got to the book.
Yes.
And what's the name of the book? We have it here on the table.
The book is Jesus, Coffee, and Mascara.
Okay.
It's a 7-day devotional and workbook where inner beauty meets outer beauty.
Okay.
It was a really good opportunity for me to combine my passions. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. And so as a professional makeup artist, but also working in ministry, I get a lot of interaction with women. And there's no greater joy than as a makeup artist than when a woman looks in the mirror, you know, and they feel that confidence and they're just like, ooh, girl, you look good. You know, they feel really great. But one of the things that I noticed is that even working in ministry, that we want to work on our outer beauty.
Yes.
And I can tell you where to get your hair done,
Right.
how to do your makeup,
Right.
what clothes to wear. I can tell you all of that. But what people don't want to do, they don't want to work on the inside.
Right.
And it's work.
And you want the beauty to come from inside to outside.
Yes.
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 And when they sit in your chair, it's just like hairdressers. You can really learn a lot about people.
You surely can.
Just as you are, because as they relax and they're sharing oftentimes their story. And so actually leaving the corporate world, the business world, becoming an entrepreneur was a part of being on track for the ministry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't know it at the time.
Right.
But now I can look back and I can see how every step of the way I was being prepared for what I'm doing now. And that's what I want to say to anyone that's listening. You know, you may feel like you're all over the place, or someone might be telling you, girl, can you please make up your mind? You know, pick something to do.
Right.
Don't listen to them.
It's like you're on this timeline, but it's their timeline for you, not necessarily.
It's their timeline.
Right.
And a lot of times people will impose their own fears onto you. And you have to shake that off. You have to do what you know.
How are you going to
true.
work for yourself and pay your bills?
That's
You're
right.
divorced.
That's right.
So then that's planting the seed of negativity.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And every time they plant that seed of negativity, you can't give it room to grow at all.
Say that again.
You cannot
give it room to grow. Yes.
You can't.
Because I am who I say that I am.
That's right.
I am not who you say that I am.
That's right.
And we have to be careful when we allow people to put labels and limitations on us.
Absolutely. Because you'll find yourself speaking those same words. And we have so much power and authority in our words and our tongue. And so if we would speak life, is something that I'm teaching my children right now. We have this chalkboard wall in the kitchen.
Right.
And every day they have to pick 3 affirmations off of that wall, and they say them multiple times before they leave out the house.
Really?
Absolutely. And it works. It works. We had an affirmation for the year. This was a couple of years ago. And my daughter, she was struggling in math. One of the things in the affirmation that they would say daily was, anything, I can learn anything. And anything I try to do with practice, I will get better.
Okay.
So as she was struggling in math, I said, hey, are you worried? She said, no, I'm not worried because I know if I just keep on doing it with practice, I will get better. See, she didn't realize that she was saying the things that she had been reciting over and over. She didn't want to do
affirmation. Right.
She didn't want to do it at the time.
Right.
But it became a part of who she is, you know, of who she was.
Right.
And it's the same thing with us. So we want to be careful of the words that we speak and that we allow other people to speak into our lives as well. You got to cancel that thing immediately.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Exactly. And you don't have to do it publicly or
That's right.
whatever. You can
That's
whisper
right.
it to yourself.
Whisper it to yourself.
That one.
That's
yes.
right.
It will not.
Put it on your mirror.
Right.
Write it somewhere.
And so that's something you adopted as a single parent.
Yes.
Right. That was not something you were practicing when you were married.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't. I've always been a bit of a self-help junkie. You know, and I've always done Bible study and things like that. But sometimes, well, there's a saying that whatever's in you will come out.
Oh, yes.
Okay? And everything that you need to become who you're supposed to be is already inside of you. I didn't know everything was inside of me, but when I was fighting that depression, I had to pull it out.
Right.
And so I found myself single mom. What am I going to do? I have to get it together, like all the way together.
Exactly.
Not just a mess.
There's two other people depending on me.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I began to practice that. I had to tell myself things until I believed it for myself. And that's when I began actually putting it on my mirror. And even to this day, if you come into my bathroom, I have Post-it notes all over the mirror with affirmations. So even as I'm brushing my teeth, I see those words that are mean something to me.
Right.
And now I share that with my children as well.
Well, I think you're going to have to, and here I go,
adding
a root on this journey. You're going to have to, because there are so many other single parents that are just in the struggle. And, you know, once your life changed, you go from being what you perceive as this whole unit to a broken unit. There are a lot of unresolved issues. So somebody might just need to know, and people can't always afford the private counseling or whatever, but just that daily affirmation.
That's right.
Just put it on the mirror.
That's
it's free. Post-it notes,
free.
you know, $1 at the Dollar Tree.
Right.
Right. And that
Take
might
a lipstick, write it on the mirror.
Right.
Take a dry eraser marker. You know, anything.
Right. And that might help a mother just get through. Like you said, you were depressed, probably didn't even know you were depressed.
Right.
We have people walking around clinically depressed and don't know that they're depressed.
That's right.
You know. So what we're going to do is take our final break, go to our sponsor, and we'll be right back. Okay. We'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. The Hugel Foundation, enriching the community through Christian music support, community outreach, and the Georgia Through Photography Project. For more information, call B at 706-568-6431. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road. Trusted by generations. Best Care, transforming minds and bodies, leading the way in the latest techniques of medical weight loss and wellness. Certified in family medicine and bariatrics, Dr. Blunt is ready to assist in the transformation of your mind and body. Call today, 706-221-6477, or visit bestcarecolumbus.com. East Alabama Endocrinology, educating and caring for those living with diabetes in Alabama and Georgia. 1400 Bradley Lake Boulevard, 3320 Skyway Drive, Suite 602, Opelika. Take charge of diabetes and live your best life. State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front line for veterans every day.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this delightful conversation with the one and only Tanisha Daniels Colbert. Girl, you have just made me so proud. I know your grandmothers are proud. Dr. Deborah Daniels, your aunt, who is one of our famous Carver Elementary, Carver High graduates, who is a family medicine doctor now working for the VA. You have very good family roots, a very rich family legacy. Great hard-working people. We ain't perfect, but just hard-working people that love people.
That's right.
And you have a great support system.
I do.
Sometimes people probably was not clear on what they should have been doing, but when you got them all straightened out, they knew how to step up and support you on this journey.
Yes.
So, where were you when you decided, I want to get this in to write this book? What were you doing? You just came out of the blue one day, or you just got up, and what happened?
Well, you know, we were talking about that process of self-discovery, becoming self-aware. I started journaling during that time.
Okay.
And I just would write anything down. And as I would write, I was also going to Bible study. And some of the stories that I share even in the book, I started to see how they wove into the things, you know, in scripture and things like that. And it wasn't until I was talking to a friend and she said, you know, you really should just break things down for other people the way you've done here. Because I realized that, you know, women who had been in the church all their lives, or like you said, come from good roots and good foundation, they still didn't quite get a grasp of, you know, how they could apply certain things and principles or scripture or whatever it is to their life.
Right.
So it wasn't until that moment that I just really felt within me that I needed to put it to paper.
Okay.
And combine those different things.
So where did the name come from? And every time, you know, I actually went out on social media and found it, and I studied it, and I thought, So how did you come up with just the title of the book?
Because I'm a Jesus girl. I've been in church all my life. All my life.
I know your mother's so funny on social media. She's like, who's going to church today? Yeah, I know.
She's a mess.
I know.
But yes, so that's one. And then the coffee. I love coffee.
I do too.
And I love the fellowship that you have with people over coffee.
Yes.
It's authentic, real, transparent conversation.
It's not like being in a bar where people are drinking.
That's right.
That's a different level of interaction. Which I'm not judging that, but when you're having a conversation over coffee, it's a different type of exchange.
That's right. And then I love makeup. And for as long as I can remember during that process, that's what my mornings look like.
Really?
My mornings would look like, let me do my devotional, let me make a cup of coffee, let me put on some worship music, and let me get ready for the day, even if it was just lip gloss and mascara or whatever.
But see, that's helpful, because a lot of times when people are battling depression, they won't, I mean, they'll take a shower and change their clothes, but they won't comb their hair. So, but you were like, still, let's put some mascara, let's put some lipstick on, even if we're just going to be in the house.
Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to.
I know.
I didn't want to, but I remembered my grandma Moselle, she was in the hospital.
Yes.
And when she was in the hospital, she said, baby, bring me my red lipstick. Come over here and put some red lipstick on me. That's all I need.
Right.
And I put it on her, and she said, I feel better.
Okay.
Just like that.
See, and that planted a seed with you then, and you didn't realize it.
It did.
Yes.
And I didn't remember it until I was doing it. I was like, where do I get this from? And I remembered that. So if you're watching and you're feeling bad, honey, just go put on some
red lipstick.
That's right.
That is really something. And so for your children, I know, you know, when children go through a divorce, sometimes it's traumatic for them. So their daily affirmations to get through the schoolwork. And so how have they adjusted?
Oh, they are great. You know, children are resilient.
Right.
And we don't always give them credit for that. But I believe even as my parents went through different things and you go through different things in life, you can't control what's going to happen to you.
Right.
And the situations that come up, but you can control how you're going to respond.
Right.
And because I made a choice to respond in a positive way, my children made a choice to respond in a positive way. And me and their dad, we co-parent great. We have a good relationship.
I'm glad you said that, because I had another friend that co-parent, you know, of course, they've moved on, they passed away. And a lot of people couldn't understand that. They tried to make it negative, and it was like, no, the adults.
That's right.
Intimate relationship ended. It has nothing to do with the children.
See, the children are my responsibility.
Exactly.
It's not about me.
Exactly.
I'm getting caught up in my feelings. It was about my children.
Right.
And
you want them to have a good relationship with their dad.
Yes. Because I'm a daddy's girl.
How well we know.
I love my dad.
Oh,
I love that relationship, and I want my children to have the same thing. So they bounce back well, and we just really tried to be on the same page with, you know,
parenting and those rules.
Yes,
it's not like go to dad's house and you just eat all the candy, but at mom it makes her the bad guy. So you all have come to a meeting of the minds, in agreement, because you want your children to have the best life they can have.
That's right. Absolutely.
Right. So before we run out of time, how can people get your book? I have to let you say where they can find this book. Give them the name again. I love it.
Thank you. Again, the book is Jesus, Coffee, and Mascara, where inner beauty meets outer beauty, and you can find it on Amazon. Doesn't everyone love Amazon?
I know, too much. Some people love Amazon too much.
You can get it delivered right to your door on Prime or wherever books are sold. And if you are a Kindle person and you prefer the digital version, you can get it on Kindle as well.
Oh, that's good, because I see people as I'm traveling, they're on the plane and they're reading their books. You know, on their device, and so that's a very good thing. But it's a devotional. So they get to interact.
They get to interact, and then they are able to take even some of the methods that I introduce in the book and apply it even after they're finished with it.
Okay. And so if someone, are you on the Speakers Bureau, or how do people reach you?
People can reach me on social media outlets at I am Tanisha Colbert, or by visiting my website at tanishacolbert.com.
All right. So we are a mom, we are an entrepreneur, and the makeup company, the makeup artistry company is
Tanisha Colbert and Company.
I mean, really, every time, and you do weddings and bridal parties. See, I follow you.
Do it all.
I watch all of the things that you put out there. You might not know it, but Aunt Gloria sees everything. And I was like, oh my goodness. So we have to give Grandma Moselle credit for that red lipstick, because now you can take that and make a living from that. Yeah. And so they can reach you at Tanisha Colbert and Company for the makeup.
TanishaColbert.com. There's links to makeup.
So everything is there.
Everything that you need.
Okay, so if they want to bring you out on the circuit, but you're going to have to, here I go, putting you on that little detour in the community.
Absolutely.
Some of the communities where the women can't afford.
Absolutely.
We have to find a way.
Absolutely.
For just those little tips. If it's just like a 30-minute presentation, we're going to have to work that out.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
and
for
we just look
having me.
for better and bigger things.
Thank you so much.
All right. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.